Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Beautiful Black Butterfly. And today, we're going to be talking about fixing Go-Karts. But first, I'm going to read Ephesians chapter 3, verses 14 to 15, which says, I kneel before the Father, from whom every parent in heaven and on earth derives its name. Now, to get in this story and talk about fixing Go-Karts. The garage of my childhood home holds many memories. On Saturday morning, my dad would roll our car down the driveway so we have room to work, with our favorite project being a broken go-kart we found on that garage floor. We gave it new wheels, attached a sporty plastic windshield, and with Dad on the street looking out for traffic, I would race down the driveway with such excitement. Looking back, I see more was going on in that garage than simple fixing go-kart. Instead, a young boy was being shaped. Was being shaped by his dad and getting a glimpse of God in the process. Human beings have been patterned on God on nature. Ephesians 1:27-28. Human parenting has its ordinary in him too. Has its origins in him too. For he, the Father from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. Ephesians 3:14-15. Just as parents imitate God-like given ability by bringing children into the world when they natural and protect when they nurture and protect their kids, they express quality not sources in themselves but in Father God. He model the model or parenting is based on. My father wasn't perfect like every father and mother. His parenting sometimes failed to imitate heaven, but when it so often did imitate God, it gave me a glimpse of his own nurture and protection right there as we fixed go-kart on the garage floor. Let's go over to the Bible. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 3, verse 14-15. And it says, for this reason I kneel down before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. Now, let's go over to Genesis chapter 1, verse 27 and 28. And it says, so God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. Now, question for today. How do you see good parenting reflecting God? God nature, and how can you reflect his nurturing and protecting to others today? For me, I could say, how do I see God parenting reflecting God? Nature is that. How do you see good parenting is that you can see it when you see them act more like God, like they read it, they word to you, they being patient to you, they pampering you, when they praying with you, and when y'all doing something together as a family, and when you do things together as a family, and you can see that the love that's in you, love that's in you, it's like you can tell like he really love you and things like that. But for me, it would be the opposite. I would say I get my good parenting from my mom since I left my mom and not my dad. 'Cause my dad left when I was 6, so I live with my mom. So, but you still have the same amount of relationship. It's like what the parent you live with. The second question: how can you reflect his nurturing and protect to others today by? And you could share that and and you could tell people by being kind, being kind towards one another and helping one another and sharing the good news of God and let others know that you do have love a parent may not be in your life, but your parents still love you. Even if you only live with one parent, even if you argue sometimes, they still love you no matter what. And God still love you no matter what. And you can even say this prayer: Father God, help me nurture, Father God, help me nurture and protect our children and others today, revealing your good quality to them. So even though how can you reflect his nurture and protection to others today, like you could pamper them, show them love, that gift, go outside with them. Doesn't matter, you know. Just like our children, you nurture your children and you protect them. Now, I want to talk about today's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to our fathers out there. I want to talk about father. And we're going to talk about anger. Because I know some of y'all might be having anger inside of your gut. Because your dad is not in your life. Or your dad don't want to have a relationship with. Or your dad don't want to have a relationship with you. But no matter what, he's still your dad. And you feel like nobody love you, somebody do love you. Your father love you. And he will never leave you, will not forsake you. He's a father to the fathers, a mother to the mother. He's a friend if you need one. He's always there to care for you no matter what. Your father loves you. And even though you might be feeling disappointed about your dad, but things happen for a reason. And everything happened for a reason. What if your dad was in your life? How will your situation with what you're going through be different? How would it be different? And so, it'll be different because your behavior might be kind of different if your dad was in your life or if your mom was in your life. The situation would be kind of different. Everything happens for a reason, and we move for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Just like me. My dad never like left me and sit. And did it bother me? Not a little. Maybe when now I'm older, I think about it sometimes, but I still remember the time I was little. And you pick up that little thing, the line that we all think that's gotta be like push yourself and blow into it. You're not usually saying wish and stuff. But I read that I wish my dad was back in my life and things like that. And but did it come true? No. And after that, I stopped believing in wishes and things like that. And then, but I was young, I was little, so and as I got older, and still wish I had my dad in my life. And a little older, I don't really do that anymore. I used to just, I just used to say, Father, please let me see my dad just one more time, so I can see if he loves me or cares me. And yeah, then I got to see my dad. Well, kind of like forcing him to come, but either way, he came. But but that a dad that really loves you, really loves you. Why I say that? But then it's like we are like, and same thing on my sister. Her younger sister was with the same dad. She was about 4 years old when he left. So and now we're older. It's like sometimes you gotta stop asking people to do things like, when you gonna come see me? Are you gonna come see me? And you'll be like, hmm. And it's like you forcing somebody to do something you're forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do. So you can't really, you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. You gotta let them do it. You gotta let them do it on their own time. And the only thing I can do is just pray. But now, I'm really like, I'm older now. I don't, and now that I'm 27, I don't really think of it really. And when I go to sleep, I just pray for God to watch over my families and friends and things like that, and watch over them while they're starting their day, or as they get ready to go to bed at night. Keep watch over them, keep them their way. And that's all I do when I wake up and I go to sleep. Is that I talk to my Father. And yes, even sometimes I do get in my mood. And you see, like, other people having fun with their dad, as a kid, having fun with their dad buying them things, their dad doing this for them and doing that, or your mom doing this, or your mom doing that. But for me, it's my dad, so, but I just hide my feelings on the inside. And the only way I can get my feelings out is when I just meditate and I just think about my Father who loves me very much, always there for me, who's there when I need him, when I need him the most, who will always be there for me, no matter what I'm going through, because it's something a mom can give you, and it's something a dad can give you. So you got things that a mom can do, stuff a mom can do, can teach you, but then again, you need a dad in your life, because there's certain things your mom can't tell you. And then you got a dad in your life only. Sometimes your dad can't tell you what you need to hear, because you need a mom. You need a mom to teach you certain things, and you need a dad to teach you certain things. That's why people get married, or there's two people together to help one another out. As a child get older and ask certain questions, when they start to hit puberty, But if you don't have a dad like I do, and you only got a mom, your mom is going to tell you her side of the story, and you're not going to know your dad's side of the story. But if you only live with your dad, you don't have a mom, you're only going to hear your dad's side of the story and not your mom's side of it. So when that time comes, you get to see your mom or you get to see your dad. You go ask them that question and you hear that side of the story, so you can have both sides. But for me, I only got that one side. Well, my sister would ask him why he left and stuff like that. I just forgave and didn't really want to go into all that. Asking all the questions. I'm not a drama person, but he, but he, but that question when you ask them a question once that's not your life, they tell you something, but they don't really want to tell you. Meaning they probably and on the inside of them, of that parent that's not in your life, feel guilty of leaving you and leaving their family. Cause my dad used to be a pastor. We had our own church, and I believe my mom was like a minister, so but my dad was a pastor, so they had, I remember we used to play the drums a little in the church, but it's something different. Because as a pastor, you should know right from wrong. You should know how you're supposed to treat a family when you're preaching. Because if you don't do what you're preaching, it makes you a false prophet. Because you're preaching to somebody, telling them, and you're telling them they shouldn't leave a child on. You're supposed to raise your kids and not lead them, but yet you're doing the opposite and cheating or doing things you don't meant to doing. That makes you a false prophet. And so you're not leaving your church, you're not leading your people that you're supposed to. You're leaving your people to you just sending your people to hell and doing things because you're being a false prophet and people will start to think. That's why people go to different churches. You don't just join a church. You go for a while and see if you like it. Then you go to another church and see if you like it. And you pray about it and you ask God to tell you which church is right for you. Or just go to church, but you don't have to join the church. And so, but if you want a relationship with that or with your mom, then go ahead. And if they don't want to tell you the truth, then you've done your part. Pray about it and then let them decide what they want to do for you. No matter how old you always need your mother on and you always need your mom and dad. But some of us don't have that. Someone just got one parent like me, a dad, and some just got a mom. But for me, I only got a mom. And my dad, well, I never knew he was married until somebody told us. We found out. We had a stepmom, but we didn't really see my husband. We didn't know, so technically it wasn't my stepmom because even though he was married, but he had his own family. He had 3 other kids plus a stepdaughter. And now he just taking care of his 3 kids, which school when I'm in high school. One probably getting ready to graduate. The other one in middle school or probably getting ready to go to high school or probably still in middle school. But I have 3 stepsisters. His stepchild, that be your half sister. But I have 3 stepsisters. And are they nice? Yeah, they're nice. I'm the oldest. Me, my oldest, me, my younger sister, we are the oldest out of them 3. They are younger sisters, but you can see nice to us? Yeah, they nice. Will he let them have a relationship with us? And it's things like that where dad should sit down or their kid or his father or his step daughter will make 7 of us, but he had 3 other kids with somebody else. but he's now a widow because she died. But can it be drama between? Maybe, but sometimes you have to be careful because the truth always come out. It may not come out as the truth always have a reason of coming out when a person holding so much emotion on the inside of them. Because I love writing. I can write a whole 2 paragraph or 4 paragraph when I am writing my journal. If I don't write my journal, it's sometimes when you start writing things about God or you start writing something on the internet, things have a way of coming out, and things has a way of coming out with the truth. But and that when you hold emotions in, like I do, I hold my emotions in, you don't really know how I feel or what I'm feeling inside. He doesn't know. Okay, if I tell it, like if I can't talk it, I'm used to writing. I can write a whole paragraph in my journal about how I feel about anyone. And I'm more of a writer. I can't get what I need out of me by talking to somebody because sometimes it's good to do things in the distance than doing it in somebody's face because you don't know, because you hold so much pain or you hold so much emotion or that anger that you held in or your emotion that you held in between you and your dad or between you and your mom, it's gonna come out of you, and you don't know if you're gonna get if you gonna if you don't feel like that, you don't know if rage gonna end up coming out of you. Like you feel like you're gonna hurt that person, or that rage is coming out of you, and you're rolling up your fist. Sometimes it's good to do things in distance, but you gotta know what to do in the right situation. Sometimes you gotta do a detour. Sometimes the devil will try to use your own family to attack you and try his best best to take your family away from you because he knows who you love. Or the devil try his best to take that friend away that has willing to help you and your family. And so sometimes it's good to take a detour. Sometimes it's good to keep certain things. Certain things is good. Sometimes you just gotta write how you feel and just give it to that person and let them read how you feel, because that anger that is inside of you eventually it's gonna come out, and it's gonna come out in a way you don't want it to come out. It's gonna, the more you build it up, the more you be keeping things away from you. You're keeping things away from your mom or your dad because you don't want to tell them how you feel about them not being in your life, or you don't want to tell them how you feel. Eventually, all of that is gonna come up, and the one that person or that one person gonna come into your life, and y'all gonna get into one argument, and and it's just for one snap of finger, you snap that something happened, or you blacked out, or you did something that you regret for your rest of your life, you end up in jail, end up in mental facility, or you just end up hurting that person really bad. That's rage coming out of you, and you didn't mean to do this to that same person, but because that person been messing with you and starting with you and telling them to stop, you took all that anger and your rage out on the person, and then you start saying things and wasn't even meant for them. So sometimes it ain't good to say to, so sometimes you gotta think about what you should be doing. Should I tell this person in their face how I really feel? Should I tell my mom or dad how I really feel? Should I tell them how I really feel about them not being in my life, or not having a relationship with them, or not being able to see you, or how it makes you feel about, or how does it make you feel when they have other kids now? They went on to have kids with somebody else, and now they do. Now they now and now the kids have a relationship with their dad, and you don't. So sometimes it will make you don't want to have a relationship with your step sisters or your stepbrother because you upset or you have anger on the inside of your dad, and you feel like they took your dad, or he may not, or he might love you less because they're younger than you. No, you love all your children the same, but you don't know how they feel because they won't. Your mom and dad won't tell you the truth. Sometimes it's good to speak, or sometimes take a detour and not and don't and don't go somewhere, or don't try. Look for a person and try to say something and try to say how you really feel because you don't know how you feel. Sometimes it's good to write how you feel out. You just give it to the person, let them read it, and tell them the truth about how you really feel. Sometimes it's good to get your emotion out, and sometimes it's good to just write and just send it to that person and let them read it. And once you tell all you had to say, you let it out, then you've done what you had to do. And you tell God, and you tell your father, I said all I had to say to my dad, and the rest I'm leaving in your hands. I've done all I can. I can't force my mom and my dad to have a relationship with me because they don't want to tell me the truth, or they don't want to tell me. So I've done all I can. Now the left I leave, the rest I leave in your hands because I don't no longer know what to do no more. I have, but as long as I have my father, will always love me, and not when we call him Jesus, or we call him Yahweh, or we call him Jehovah, or we call him Abba. No matter how we call your heavenly Father, you let your Father know how you feel, because you've done all you can. So now you leave the rest in God's hands. But you told God how you feel. For the rest you leave in His hand. And now that you let all of it out, You done all you can. As long as you told the truth, that's all that matters. And you done your best. And so let's talk about anger. What can anger do to us? What happened? So let's talk about anger for a little while. Yeah, you are the girl that was angry the the whole time when I was given a college tour last year. Said a Liberty University student employee you when I encountered him again. Angry. I did not want to be remembered as angry. A couple of years ago, I kept a lot of anger inside of me. I wasn't just angry towards people. I wasn't content. I wasn't living life joyfully. There was reason in my life for my anger, but I did not have a reason to let that anger consume my life. I then allowed my anger to turn into bitterness. It affect not only my relationship with friends and family, the way I carry myself and the choices I make, but also my relationship with God. I was angry because I wasn't looking for true joy. I would look to worldly pleasure, friend, for and music for
gratification.
and music for gratification. But shortly after, I would find myself down in a dump again, not literally, but not literally. Do you see that your anger can become bitterness in your relationship you have with your friends and your other family that do love you or do like you? It could take a turn because of what how when you keep all that anger and stuff and pain inside of you. So I went to a Christian summer camp once a year, and for some reason, everything just clicked. It was as if my eyes was open to pure joy. I chose to rededicate rededicate my life to Jesus since I had already been saved when I was 7. Since then, I had dedicated that have to be better. I don't have to be bitter and uptight, but just have to let go and give it all to God. I figured that if God could hold the whole world, He could hold me and my problem. I decided not to be angry, but to be absolutely joyful because I have God, a good Father who always provides. You see that? If you had gave your life to Christ, to Jesus, you would have pure joy. You wouldn't be uptight no more. You wouldn't feel the way you feel no more because you have a Father that loves you very much. You have a good Father who will provide for you, where you can have pure joy. Don't you want that? Psalm 94, chapter 19 says, Psalm chapter 94, verse 19 says, when anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Wow. Look at God. Look what God can do for you. Right? But I know this might be for a lot of y'all too. I have a habit of calling a lot of people buddy. It doesn't matter if it's a guy or girl or if it's someone 30 years younger or 50 years older than me. I will often call them buddy. I would just really like the term if you look up the word buddy. It is defined as a close friend. Now, sure, not everyone is my close friend, but I'm sure this term has made a few people feel good along the way. Most people want to be somebody's buddy or close friend. We all want and need to have some close friendship. It's healthy to have somebody. Many people have a dad who for them their little buddy, but what about the rest of us, even as an adult, still desire to be someone's buddy? This is one of the most amazing things about God. He can fulfill every little empty area of our life, including the need to be someone's buddy. Psalm 23 is a great compassion with us being the sheep and God being the good shepherd. He protects us, provides for us, lead us, restore us, and He adores us. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still water. He restores my soul. He lendeth me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. They prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil, my cup running over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, chapter 23, 1-6. John tells us in 1 John verse 3 that God has shown so much love to us, and we should be called His children. 1 John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the Son of God. Therefore, the world knowing us not because it knew Him not. I call my children my buddy. This is the term of intimate of affection to my children, but so much more we are good with a buddy. He loves us and cares for us. So I encourage you today to let God love you and rest in the fact that you are His child and He adores you. So let God let God adore you. Let Him love you. Alexa, or so let God love you the way He should love you. Even though we feel some type of way that our Father left us, and some people we don't have a Father. My mother said God, and some people parents might say mother, or some people might say some parents might say the mother might say to the kids if their parents, if their father left them, that they're a husband to a husband and a father to a father. Whatever reason they might say, but everything is going to be okay, especially for us young people. Yeah, we're going to, like I said, we're going to have a relationship with either a mom or dad, but yes, I know say it's fast, it might be hard for a lot of us. So take the time to write your mom or to write your dad, let them know how you really feel, and don't keep it in you no more. And yes, that goes for me too, because sometimes you gotta practice what you preach. And it goes for me too. That hold stuff in and it'll make all of us feel better. And this is why I'm doing it. This is why I make my YouTube. Yes, I know sometimes in my short video, I make joke around and say things that came from other movies about when Friday told David to cut the grass, but he didn't, and his grass didn't look like everybody else did. That's why I did that video to make it seem funny. I might do a short video about an hour about the marriage, but either way, sometimes I like to laugh, make fun, and I like to do different things, and I do really want to show you guys how I draw and how I can look at something and draw it. So I really want to do that too. So I'm gonna do that too. But that's all I want to say. But it's okay if you don't have a daddy life. I know how you can feel sometimes. If I was supposed to focus my life, I was supposed to have a counselor. Honestly. You go to church, a counselor from church, but no matter what you're going through,